John chapter 6, verse 2. A huge crowd was following him because they saw the signs that he was performing by healing the sick. Now, we haven't seen here in the book of John a whole bunch of signs being done. We've seen maybe one healing in this area around Galilee. And so we have to remember something. If we flip over to the end of the book of John, chapter 20, verse 30 is where this starts. John writes, Jesus performed many other signs in the presence of his disciples that are not written in this book. Wow, why not? But these were written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. So that takes us back here to verse 2. This huge crowd is seeing all these signs, and they're hoping for something miraculous from Jesus, and so they're showing up. And he hasn't done a lot that we've read, but it seems that he has. He's done lots of other signs. This obviously drew a very large crowd because they're seeing him do this healing. He's healing the sick. He's doing a lot. Just recently, my son had noted that, wow, there must have been a lot of illness back then, a lot of things that people wanted. But as we reflected on all the various issues that we might want healed from Jesus, even the small things, and then we considered that they didn't have the kind of medications and they didn't have the kind of reprieve from just the simplest things like we do, you could see why all these people would want to say, hey, I want to go to this guy and get a healing. It also shows us that at the beginning of this chapter, these masses that are showing up, but at the end, there's a picture of what true belief looks like. Feasting on Christ, the man of the bread of life, following him faithfully. And so it's really a contrast at the beginning of the chapter to the end of the chapter, and really challenging the reader to think, what kind of disciple am I? One who will walk away? Am I in this big crowd that eventually will leave? Or would I be in the crowd with Peter, who will say, where else are we going to go? Jesus is the only one with the words of life.